A83 Road West climbs gradually from the shores of Loch Long, up and over the watershed at the summit of the pass, where an ancient drover's road used to wind its way through the Arachar Alps. And the first major settlement that we come to is the scenic little town of Inveraray. Inveraray sits in a beautiful setting on the northeastern shore of Loch Fyne, a planned township built in the mid-18th century by the 3rd Duke of Argyll. The end result was a wonderful distinctive layout of white buildings that we see before us today. It was the traditional county town of Argyll and the ancestral home of the Duke. Inveraray's main street carries the busy A83 road south to Loch Kelped and the Mull of Kintyre. It's an attractive little town. Its appearance and layout has remained unchanged in the last 250 years. This tourist-fleecing whitewashed street is a magnet for visitors, and its wooded hillsides to the north completes the attractive scene. There are many cafes and tea rooms, and across from the hotel is an excellent whisky shop. The Parish Church separates the busy traffic running north and south. To the south of this, the main road was bounded by 2 rows of houses to house the poorer villagers moved from the old town. To the west is the Inveraray Bell Tower, its bells weighing almost 8 tons. It was built by the Duke of Argyll as a memorial to all his clansmen who died in World War I. The parish church sits in its prominent position, separating North High Street from South High Street. And to the east sits the impressive 1820 Inveraray Jail. This Georgian county prison and courthouse was closed in 1889 and is now open to the public. This little row of houses was known as Crombie's Land. This is where Neil Munro, the author of Parahandy, was born. The jail is reputed to be haunted, with its grim prison blocks and courthouse. It houses a very imaginative visitor centre and a museum. At the side of the jail, a little lane leads us to the harbour side. Every corner in this attractive little town leads us to another wonderful vista. Here, the wooded hillside of the castle grounds, with its attractive bridge, acts as a picturesque backdrop to the boats docked at the pier side and make up the Maritime Museum. The Arctic Penguin, a triple-masted schooner, sits alongside the old puffer, the Vital Spark, the same Clyde puffer that graced our TV screens in the 60s, captained by Neil Munro's Parahandy. Beyond this is a woolen mill, where we find another impressive arch, taking a minor road northwest to Dalmally in Oban. Variaty Castle, the home of the Duke and Duchess of Argyll, was built between 1745 and 1760. It's just a short walk from the town and is well worth a visit. The original castle was demolished, and this exuberant grand classical Georgian mansion house was built in its place. The original castle was built in the mid-1400s when the Campbell chieftain moved here from his previous castle in an island in nearby Loch Long. We sat in the basement gardens for a coffee break before attempting to scale the gruelling hill to the north of the village. A watchtower was built on the summit in 1748. After our coffee break, we headed towards the hill. We made our way over the stately bridge over the River Airy. The path headed through some trees and across a pasture, then climbed relentlessly up the steep woodland path. We continued upwards, passing some magnificent specimen trees in the way. The path wound up and round to eventually open out with a view towards a spit of land separating Loch Shira and Loch Fyne. The view of the town and the castle from the top was breathtaking. Inveraray has been an important town for centuries and became a borough of barony in 1472 and a royal borough 200 years later. The status of the town rose in tandem with the increasing power of the Campbells of Argyll in that period. Much of the town was designed and built by an architect called Robert Milne, ably assisted by John Adams. Inveraray is a wonderful and attractive example of a planned 18th century township. The main street is lined with very grand whitewashed Scottish Georgian buildings with black facings, and sitting in the middle of the village, giving a sense of enclosure to this part of the town, is a large parish church. The church is a grand classical building, which was actually two churches in one half catering for the Gaelic congregation and the other half for the English speakers, each half divided by a solid wall. The pulpit is based on that of the baptistry in Pisa, at the site of the Leaning Tower. After our efforts on the hill, we decided to sample the culinary delights of Inveraray before heading on, and had a Stornaby black pudding supper at the harbour side before leaving.